Hey Collective, it's Anne Marie. Happy Saturday. Hey. So you can tell you're in my bedroom. And just so you know, first, you guys are the only people who've ever been in my bedroom. And this is a virgin bed. There's no miles on this bed at all. Thanks, Galaxy, for your tail. Hopefully this reading goes on without a hitch, without more issues. As I was setting up to record, my fire alarm went off. There's no smoke at all in the house. There's a mosquito that has just made his way into the home that's just sitting there watching Galaxy and I. So Galaxy may take a leap and try to eat the bug. And all of a sudden my vision is very cloudy. This has happened quite a few times before I do readings. When I feel like someone's trying to block me or something's trying to block me, I look blurry when I look at the phone. So thank you to my high vibrating ancestral spirit guides, divine to beings, the source of light. What does the darkness of the universe want us to know, Spirit? You have more control of the situation than you're realizing. You have a lot more control over a situation than you realize. You're giving your power and control away to outside, to people or old mindsets, but it's like you're giving your power and your control away by believing something can't be done, by believing you can't get out of a situation, by believing you can't come back from something. You're giving that issue or that person or that situation or that trauma from, before, you're giving it power by believing you have no control over it. Well, that's just the way it is. That's the way things are. That's the way they've always been. Well, that's just Sally Joe or Jane. You give people so much control over your life, or your choices, over your decisions. What is the darkness wants to know? Universe darkness? What is it about this, Spirit Shining? Oh, that was just a quick message I got, so we'll see. Number 1, shadow name. Unlock the mystery of your shadow. That's part of where your shadow is right there. I just heard, whoever this resonates for some of you, you've always been in some type of, not hopeless situation, but feeling as though you were powerless or that you couldn't control it. Now we know we can't control things outside of us, right? Okay, I'm not saying you have the control and power over people, places, and things. In the beginning, I was saying you're giving that control and power away. So I just wanted to make that clear. Part of the shadow work is looking at possibly in the past or in your childhood or in your formative years, do you have a history of being around people who made you feel hopeless or helpless, that your voice didn't matter, that even if you did speak up or say something, that it wouldn't change anything, so then you started to learn not to speak up? Now, you may have been coming out of this, but Spirit is saying there's still some shadow work that needs to be done around your beliefs and how you feel regarding what you can control and what you can't control. More on the end of believing you don't have control and power in a situation. It's Spirit is showing me like someone who's disempowering themselves by saying, well, that's just the way it is, or that's just the way things go, or just kind of gaslighting yourself. There's a fear of actually taking back your power, taking back your energy, taking back control of your life or the situation or whatever it is. What is the fear? Because you may have been in a state, and it may not identified as hopeless. I don't like the word hopeless because that means but whatever this is of powerlessness. Because you have often felt that in your life, what would having power look like? It's almost like it's hard to imagine a new way, and you can apply this to anything in your life, but it's hard to imagine a new way of living, a new way of being, especially when you never experienced it before. I mean, you can kind of imagine. I, for most of my life, was in a state of, I knew what was going on around me I didn't want, but I gave a lot of the people in the situations control, thinking I didn't have power and control to actually change things in my own life. I didn't have the strength, the courage. There was a lot of fear, a lot of trauma. And I didn't know what that looked like. So there was a fear of, well, what if I, speak up and stand in my truth and then I lose everybody? And no one wants, this is how I used to be. And then no one wants to hang out with me or be my friend, or if I really speak up about what's going on or what I see or what I know. And so for many years, I kept myself small because of that fear. So some shadow work possibly could be at, excuse me, what is the benefit, or what is that look like for you to give yourself that power and control, and to take your power and control back of your own life? Show me more, Spirit. What is it about the power and the control? You're so used to giving power, subconsciously or consciously, power and control over others, make a decision in your life, telling you what to think or feel or believe. This could be past energies of you. And so now that you're growing or healing or evolving, or you're wanting something new, and there's still this underlying fear of, what does that look like to step into my power? What does that look like to take control? There's a lot of what if. Spirit is showing me, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if, and I've said this before, this is nothing new. I say, if you're going to play the fucking what if game, play it all the way through. Okay, what if that does happen? And this is what I do with myself. Okay, so what if everybody thinks you're crazy? I already think you're crazy anyway. Fuck off. Okay, so what if people don't want to be around you anymore because you speak the truth? Okay, then what if that happens? Then you will have space for the things that Spirit needs for you to have space for in your life, to focus on whatever, I'm not going to go into these, that's my personal life, and so these are the questions you have to ask yourself. Okay, well, what if those things happen? Okay, so what are you going to do? It's kind of chipping away and taking away all the excuses or all the conditioning, the beliefs or feelings that you have about being helpless, or being not hopeless, but helpless, or not having power in a situation. It's not to say it's easy to do. However, the first thing that needs to change is your belief about it, the belief that you're unable to do these things. It's like calling your power back, calling your energy back. You have the power and the control, but you have to believe it first. And it may be as simple as just telling yourself that before you take action. Sometimes, whether you believe the affirmations, or as my one friend says, ask-formations, but it's one thing, a lot of times you start them and you really don't believe them. I know for 6 months of my recovery, and I've been clean for 10 years, I would wake up and say every day, oh, today's going to be a great day. And for 6 months, it wasn't. But I woke up every day saying that, whether I believed it or not. And it's kind of like putting that energy into there. I have the power. I have the control. My voice matters. What I feel matters. I matter in my life. I am worth fighting for. Whatever it is that you need to tell yourself to get into that energy. There are some major changes that are going to be occurring in your life. And it requires for you to take back your energy and your power and your control. It's hard to manifest or to have a new way of living, a new way of being, this life that we dream of having. I'm not talking about material possessions. I'm talking about internal freedom from the chains that bind you your entire life. But having this life and this, to live this life of freedom is calling your power back and your energy back, and recognizing all the power and strength that you hold within you. Releasing limits and beliefs about what you can and can't control. That you're stuck in situations, that you're powerless in situations. The ops, or whatever you want to call them, want you to believe that you don't have power and control of a situation and that you're stuck. So they can keep you stuck because they benefit off of you staying in the situation you're in. They benefit off you not having any self-worth. And I apologize, but we're out of time. So be mindful of that. Remember, think about the people who benefit off of you staying in the situation that you're in. That'll help with power and control. Have a good night. Hope you're healthy and happy.